Ladies and gentlemen, every single day we are faced with choices. Some seem small, almost invisible, and others seem monumental, life-altering. But the truth is, no matter how small or big, every choice carries the power to shape our future. And sometimes just one decision, one bold, courageous decision, can change everything. Life is a series of choices. Every moment we live, we are standing at countless crossroads, some so small we hardly notice them, and others so significant that they have the power to shape the entire course of our lives. From the moment we wake up to the moment we close our eyes at night, we make decisions, some conscious, some automatic, but every choice carries weight. And what we often fail to realize is that every big change, every breakthrough, every transformation in life starts with a single decision. That one decision has the power to change everything about the way we live, the way we think, and the way the world sees us. Think for a moment about the countless opportunities that have come into your life. How many times did you hesitate to say yes or no? How many times did you wait for the perfect moment that never arrived? Life rarely offers a second chance in the exact same form. Every opportunity has a window, and if we let fear, doubt, or procrastination stand in our way, that window closes, sometimes forever. Every choice we make, no matter how small it seems, carries within it the seed of transformation. The decision to wake up early, to speak to someone new, to try a new skill, to forgive, to invest time in learning, to step out of a comfort zone. These may appear as ordinary choices, yet they have extraordinary consequences. The smallest step in the right direction can grow into a journey that changes everything. Consider the lives of those who have achieved greatness. Look at the people we admire for their courage, their resilience, and their success. What do they have in common? They all made decisions that most others were too afraid to make. They faced uncertainty, risk, and fear, but they chose action. Every major achievement, every innovation, and every breakthrough in human history started with a decision. It was a decision to act when others hesitated, to trust oneself when the world doubted, and to move forward when the path seemed unclear. These people were not born with some magical advantage. They simply decided to take that first step. That single decision became the turning point of their lives, the moment everything began to shift in their favor. It is human nature to resist change. We often cling to what is familiar, even if it does not serve us, because the unknown can be intimidating. We convince ourselves that tomorrow will be better, that next week or next month will be the right time to act. But the truth is, the right time to decide is always now. Waiting is an illusion. Opportunities do not wait for perfection. Life moves forward, with or without your consent. And the longer you wait to make a decision, the more you give away your power to shape your own future. Every moment spent hesitating is a moment lost. A moment when you could have chosen differently, acted boldly, or pursued the path that could have transformed your life. Think about the small decisions you make every day. Choosing to learn instead of giving up. Choosing to speak instead of staying silent. Choosing hope instead of fear. Each of these choices accumulates over time, creating patterns that define who you are and what your life becomes. When you recognize the power in these choices, you realize that nothing in life is permanent except the effects of the decisions you make. Every successful person you see today is a living example of the power of one decision. Every failure is a reminder of the cost of indecision or hesitation. It is not luck that determines your future, it is the accumulation of choices and often the courage to make one pivotal decision that changes the trajectory of your life. We must also understand that the decisions we make are not always easy. They may require us to step into discomfort, face criticism, or take a risk that others will not understand. But the discomfort of making a decision is temporary. The impact of not making a decision can last a lifetime. Each decision carries the possibility of growth, learning, and self-discovery. Every time you decide to challenge yourself, to step beyond the familiar, or to pursue a dream that feels impossible, you create the conditions for transformation. That single decision, the one that feels difficult and uncertain, is the one that can open doors you never knew existed. Think about the life you want to live. Imagine the possibilities that could unfold if you simply made one decision today. A decision to act, to change, to take responsibility for your future. Imagine looking back a year from now and realizing that your life could have been completely different. If only you had chosen courage over fear. That is the power of a single decision. It can ripple through your life, affecting every relationship, every opportunity, and every dream you have ever held. One decision can set off a chain reaction that leads to success, fulfillment, and a sense of purpose that you never thought possible. The key is to act, to recognize that waiting for certainty, waiting for permission, or waiting for the perfect conditions is a trap. There'll never be a perfect time to make a life-changing decision. There will always be doubts, obstacles, and fears. But the moment you decide, you regain control of your life. That one decision becomes a declaration to the world and to yourself that you are ready to step forward, to take ownership, and to create the life you deserve. Ladies and gentlemen, every great change in history, every personal triumph, every story of transformation begins with one decision. Life is full of choices, yes, but it only takes one decision, one brave, deliberate, and intentional choice to change everything. Your future is waiting, your potential is calling, and your moment is now. The question is, will you make the decision that transforms your life, or will you wait for a tomorrow that may never come? We often hear people say that failure is something to fear, that making mistakes can set us back, or that it is safer to wait until we are ready. But the truth is that hesitation, the act of waiting and overthinking, costs far more than failure ever could. Hesitation is a silent thief. It robs us of time, opportunity, and momentum. Every moment spent hesitating is a moment in which life moves forward without us, and every opportunity we delay may slip away forever. Inaction may seem safe in the short term, but over time it creates regret, lost potential, and a life that never fully blossoms. Taking action, even imperfect action, is always more powerful than waiting, because action transforms thoughts into reality, plans into results, and dreams into experiences. Think about the moments in your own life when you hesitated. How many times did you delay speaking up, taking a risk, or following a dream because you were unsure, afraid, or waiting for the right moment? In those moments, hesitation may have felt harmless or even responsible, but the cost was invisible at first. Opportunities were missed, chances never taken, and the life you could have had stayed just out of reach. Failure, on the other hand, carries lessons, growth, and a path forward. When you act, you learn. When you wait, you stagnate. Hesitation is the invisible enemy of progress, and action is its antidote. Every success story begins with action. No one has ever reached greatness by sitting on the sidelines, waiting for certainty, or hoping conditions would magically align. Entrepreneurs, artists, leaders, and athletes, all of them reached their achievements because they acted despite fear, doubt, or uncertainty. They understood that waiting for the perfect moment is a trap. The perfect moment rarely exists. The only way to make progress is to start where you are, with what you have, and to move forward. Action is what turns potential into results. Hesitation, no matter how well-intentioned, only delays your growth and limits your possibilities. Consider the cost of hesitation in a concrete sense. Imagine you have an idea, a dream, or a goal. You think about it, plan it, and imagine the possibilities, but you hesitate to take the first step. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and before you know it, the opportunity is gone. Someone else has acted, circumstances have changed, or the window of possibility has closed. Meanwhile, your fear of failure kept you stagnant. On the other hand, even if your first step is imperfect, even if it is met with challenges or setbacks, you gain experience, you learn lessons, and you move closer to your goal. Action creates momentum, while hesitation creates regret. Hesitation often comes disguised as caution, patience, or careful planning. We tell ourselves we are being wise, but often it is just fear in disguise. Fear convinces us that waiting is safer than acting, that postponing decisions will prevent mistakes, and that indecision is harmless. But in reality, hesitation is dangerous because it allows life to pass us by while we remain frozen in fear. Taking action, even in small steps, is a declaration of courage. It signals that you are ready to move forward, to embrace uncertainty, and to create the life you desire. Think of the countless people who changed their lives with one bold decision, one action taken despite fear. A student who asks for help instead of struggling in silence. An entrepreneur who launches a business instead of staying in a safe job. A person who chooses forgiveness instead of resentment. Each of these actions, each bold step forward, was more powerful than any hesitation could have been. Even mistakes made along the way were not failures. They were lessons, building blocks for future success. Action propels life forward. Hesitation keeps you stuck in the past or trapped in what-ifs. Another important point is that hesitation can multiply fear. The longer we wait, the more daunting a decision becomes. Our minds magnify risks, exaggerate obstacles, and convince us that failure is inevitable. By waiting, we give fear more power over us. By acting, we reduce fear to a manageable challenge. Taking action builds confidence. Every time you act, you prove to yourself that you are capable, resilient, and resourceful. Action creates belief in yourself, while hesitation reinforces doubt and weakness. Every major accomplishment in history was made by someone who chose action over hesitation. Think of the pioneers, the innovators, the leaders, and the change-makers. They faced uncertainty, opposition, and risk, yet they acted. They understood that the real cost of waiting was not failure but the lost opportunities, the wasted time, and the dreams that never came to life. Success favors those who act, not those who hesitate. Courage is not the absence of fear, courage is acting in spite of it. And every action, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal than hesitation ever will. So, today I challenge you to recognize the cost of hesitation in your own life. Look at the areas where you are waiting, delaying, or overthinking. Consider the opportunities that have passed, the dreams that have been put on hold, and the growth that has been delayed. Then decide, will you act today? Will you move forward despite uncertainty, fear, or doubt? Will you take the step that could change everything? Remember, hesitation costs more than failure. Action may feel risky, but it always creates progress, learning, and momentum. Your life will never change until you choose to act, and the best time to act is now. Every single day we are presented with choices, and each of these choices carries a ripple effect that extends far beyond the moment. What you decide today is not just a fleeting act. It is a seed that has the power to grow into the reality of your tomorrow. Every decision you make, no matter how small it may seem, has consequences, some visible immediately, and others that will shape your life years from now. Your life, your success, your happiness, and even your destiny are built not by luck or chance, but by the decisions you make. And the truth is, the decisions you make today are the most important, because they determine the future you will experience. Too often, people underestimate the power of their own choices. They tell themselves it's just one decision, or it doesn't matter that much. But every great achievement, every life-altering change, every moment of transformation in history began with a single decision. The person who decides to rise early and invest in learning takes a step toward a future of growth and opportunity. The person who chooses to speak up, take action, or face their fears, steps into a future that others may never imagine. Every decision carries the weight of possibility, and every choice shapes your destiny in ways you may not immediately see. Think about your own life and the choices you have made. How often has one decision changed the direction of your life? Perhaps it was a decision to study a certain subject, to start a career, to end a relationship, to forgive someone, or to take a chance on a dream. In that moment, it may have seemed like a simple choice, but in reality, it was a fork in the road that determined the path ahead. Your present life is the sum of countless past decisions. Each one, whether conscious or unconscious, has led you to this moment. And the beauty of life is that every decision you make today continues to shape the path of your future. The decisions we make are not isolated, they affect everything around us. They influence our relationships, our careers, our health, and our personal growth. One choice can set off a chain reaction, affecting not only your own life but also the lives of those around you. Imagine choosing kindness in a difficult situation. That simple decision can strengthen a relationship, build trust, and inspire others to act with integrity. Choosing to invest in yourself can lead to skills, opportunities, and successes that ripple outward, impacting your community, your family, and your future in ways you cannot fully predict. Our Scions are the invisible architects of the life we live and the world we influence. Fear often holds people back from making decisions that matter. They worry about failure, about judgment, or about the unknown. Yet every great life, every meaningful accomplishment requires courage. The courage to make a decision, even when the outcome is uncertain, is what separates those who live passively from those who actively shape their destiny. Every moment spent hesitating is a moment of lost potential. The more you delay, the more you allow external circumstances, other people, or your own doubts to decide for you. The power to shape your tomorrow rests in your hands, and it is exercised through the decisions you make today. Consider the example of people who faced pivotal choices and allowed those moments to define them. Some saw a challenge as an obstacle and gave up, while others saw the same challenge as an opportunity and took action. The difference was a decision. One person chose fear, and the other chose faith. One person waited for circumstances to be perfect, while the other created their own path. This is why decisions matter more than circumstances. You cannot always control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. And in the choices you make, you create the blueprint of your future. It is also important to recognize that not every decision will have immediate results. Sometimes the effects take years to become clear, and the full impact of a choice may not be visible until much later. But that does not make the decision any less powerful. Just as a seed takes time to grow into a tree, the decisions you make today take time to shape your life. Patience and consistency are part of the process, but the act of deciding is the first and most crucial step. Without the decision, there is no growth, no progress, and no transformation. Your destiny is waiting to be shaped, but it requires your deliberate choices. Imagine looking back years from now and realizing that the life you live today was built on the decisions you made this very day. Imagine thinking that every opportunity you embraced, every risk you took, and every action you initiated was because you decided not to wait, not to give in to fear, and not to let others dictate your path. That is the power of a single choice. It can shape your career, your relationships, your personal growth, and even the way you are remembered. The decisions you make are not just temporary, they are permanent markers on the path of your life. So, ladies and gentlemen, understand that your future is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice. The life you desire, the person you aspire to become, and the legacy you wish to leave are all determined by the decisions you make today. You have the power to influence your own destiny. And it starts with recognizing the weight of each choice, embracing the courage to act, and taking responsibility for the path you create. Every decision is a brushstroke on the canvas of your life, and you are the artist. What masterpiece will you create? What life will you design? It begins with the decision you make now, in this very moment, and it is up to you to seize it, embrace it, and shape the future you deserve. Ladies and gentlemen, fear and doubt are not signs of weakness, they are part of being human. Every person, no matter how successful, brave, or accomplished, experiences moments of fear and self-doubt. It is natural to hesitate when facing the unknown, to